In this video, we're going to look at the website Labflow. This is the website that you'll be using to complete your online labs this semester. The directions for registering for Labflow can be found in the Orientation Start Here lesson in Blackboard. Once you register for and log into Labflow, this is the screen that you should see. This first week, you're going to complete a lab safety quiz. You'll watch lab safety videos and then take the quiz, and that is the top assignment here. Each of the labs are going to be set up somewhat similar. So we'll go through this lab safety quiz, how that's set up, and then look at next week's lab. So this one has several videos that you're going to be watching. To watch the videos, simply click on them, and each of the videos is 5 to 7 minutes long or somewhere in that range. Once you have completed watching all of these videos, and you can just scroll across the bottom using the scroll bar, the last thing for this one is the quiz. And so once you have watched all of those videos and you're ready to take that quiz, you can do so. Now it says it's a quiz, but it's really a learning opportunity. I just want to make sure that you understand the basics of safety. You have 3 chances or 3 attempts to take this quiz. You can get in and out of the quiz. You do not have to complete the quiz in all of one sitting. And so if you are going through the quiz and you come to a question and you don't remember the answer to, but you know you watched a video about it, you can get back out of the quiz and go back and review that video and then go back into the quiz, into that attempt, and continue on in completing the quiz. Next week, we'll be doing our first experiment. Before I get to that, though, the next thing underneath that safety is a chemistry, math, and labware videos and quiz. This quiz is not assigned to you, so you don't have to worry about taking this quiz, but there are a couple videos that may be helpful to you. This chemistry math review may be a useful video for you to watch either now or later on in the semester, as well as this video using significant figures. Now, next week, you're going to be doing the chemistry, glassware, and measurement lab. The first part of this is an experiment PDF, and this is our chemistry, glassware, measurement lab. So click on that. It is just what it says, a PDF of the experiment. Up here, if it doesn't open in a new tab, you can click on this and open it in a new tab. You could print it out if you want to. Should be able to. But this is the experiment as you would do it if you were in the lab, a physical lab, and actually doing the experiment. But you still need to read through it. It is critical to understand what you would do in a lab, and so make sure you read your objectives. Make sure you read the introduction. It goes over some of the concepts that you would be covering in this lab, that you will be covering, and then it also goes into the specifics of how you would set up the glassware and how you would actually do the experiment. Read through all of that because you will be taking a quiz, and it's going to ask questions based on the setup, based on the background, based on the understanding of all of that. So make sure you read through all of this before you take the quiz. And it will also have some equations. So when you get to the lab report, which is the last thing that you'll do for this assignment, these equations will come in handy. They will help you do the calculations for that lab report. So you'll not only need this information for the quiz, but you'll also need it for the lab report at the end. It goes through and gives you some good information, some good equations that you might need to use. And then it also has the procedure. So read through the procedure as well. The report sheet is what you will complete online as the lab report. And we'll get to that next. Let's go back to the experiment. chemistry classroom measurement. So after you have read through the entire experiment PDF, then there may be some videos for you to watch. So again, click on those and watch all of those. Then take the pre-lab quiz. Just like in the safety one, you have 3 attempts at taking this quiz. You can get in and out of it. And so if you forgot something that was in the experiment PDF, you can go back and look at that or watch one of the videos again before finishing up the quiz. When you finish with that, then you can do the report. And so this lab report, you click on it. The first question it's going to ask you is, are you completing this report online? And your answer is yes. And then it will ask you if you want the experimental data, and you'll say yes, and so it'll generate some data for you. So the numbers, the measurements, the numbers that you would get from doing the experiment in lab will be provided for you, and then you have to interpret the data and also do some calculations. And this is where looking back at that experiment PDF is going to be critical, because it's going to show you some of the calculations on how to do that or give you some of the equations for that. So make sure that you are completing this report alongside looking at that experiment PDF. So if you have any questions over any of this, make sure you send me emails to ask me those questions. And there's just a few more things that I wanted to mention about Labflow. I talked about this already, that you don't have to complete the quiz or the lab report at one time. You can go in and out of those. Labflow is also very mobile phone friendly. So if you're on the go or you're somewhere and you have your phone but not your laptop, then you can watch some of those videos or take the quiz on your phone. And the final thing is that the grades don't automatically post to Blackboard. And so after the due date is over, I usually get the labs fully graded and posted to Blackboard within a week. So I hope you enjoy using Labflow for lab this semester.